Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Across New Hampshire, top issues facing our state remains to create good, long-lasting jobs for New Hampshire. HB474 offers a promise in the advancement of that. The right to work concept is an easy to understand and easy to implement policy. There is nothing chaotic or confusing in this bill. It does two simple things. It allows individuals to freely choose whether to pay dues or fees to a private organization, and it relieves the public sector union of the burden of having to negotiate for all employees whether they pay dues or not. Those who wish to be associated with the union will join the union and pay their dues. Or they can choose not to join the union and still elect to pay agency fees to cover their share of the collective bargaining. The individuals who elect not to be associated with the union, they could instead choose to accept the benefit package offered by the employer. The public sector already deals with both union and non-union employees, so these changes can be implemented without the chaos, confusion, and cost alleged by the opponent. I have confidence in those employed in human resources throughout our municipalities that they can actually handle doing the job that they are hired to do, the job they currently do now. Right to work laws are attractive to businesses, and we need businesses to create jobs. Let's be clear, unions don't create jobs, businesses create jobs. Being a non-right-to-work state has not helped our residents in the North Country one bit, where jobs are fewer and unemployment is higher. This state needs an infusion of business to put people back to work. What compassion would we have for our unemployed constituents if we were to reject an identified major factor in a business's relocation decision, the simple presence of a right-to-work law? Should New Hampshire choose to join the other 22 right-to-work states, it will make New Hampshire more economically appealing to companies looking to relocate their business. One can look to Indiana, a non-right-to-work state, for how the negative effects of forced unionism cost them economically. Colgate has looked to relocate and separated hundreds of jobs in Indiana. Despite doing everything they could to be competitive, Colgate told them they were not going to locate there for one reason. They were looking for a right-to-work state. Right to work alone will not fix all of our problems, just as no single piece of legislation will. But combined with other advantages such as our low tax burden, our high quality of life, and New Hampshire's liberty-minded principles, New Hampshire will be at the forefront in the Northeast for companies preferring to move to other right-to-work states, not in the South or not in the West, but right here in the Northeast. This bill is about freedom. The individual freedom of an employee to choose whether or not he or she wishes to pay dues or fees to a union. No longer will people be forced to financially support a private organization as a condition to their employment. As amended, the bill also offers freedom to public sector bargaining units, as they will no longer be required to negotiate on behalf of all employees, but only on behalf of those who choose to pay those dues or fees. This will free the union from a burden expressed time and time again by union members at the public hearing, a burden they label as unfair. Some of you might be surprised to find out that I grew up in a union household. My father was president of the SBA in New York, so I know how unions work. Even still, I'm not against anybody joining the union. Every single person should have the right to make the decision as to whether or not they want to exercise their right and join the union. But equally, they should also have the right to decide not to join the union. And they should not be forced to pay dues or fees to a union that they choose not to be a member of. No other private organization in America insists on having the power to force membership on unwilling people except labor unions. I, like so many of you, ran for office on the premise of local government and restoring individual freedom. And this bill is about just that, individual. The freedom to associate with who you want to and with who you choose not to. The right to join the union and the right not to. It really doesn't get any simpler than that. You can spin it this way, and you can spin it that way, and you can cloud the issue all you want. But the fact of the matter is that by failing to support this bill, you will be saying, okay, for an individual to be forced to pay you an organization they do not want to be a part of. HB474 will make New Hampshire more economically competitive, allowing us to better attract new jobs for great states, while at the same time protecting individual workers' freedom. And I urge you to join me in passing this bill as amended.
Member yield for a question. Representative White, recognized for a question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Representative. You wrote in the committee report that New Hampshire should join the right to work states so that we could enjoy the same 23% increase in per capita income that those right to work states did in 2007. My question is, where did you get the information, and were you able to read that report?
I did not read the full report. I read that in the Wall Street Journal article that was published the day before the public hearing, which I believe would be February 2nd.
Does the member yield for an additional question?
And it isn't that it increased, if I'm not mistaken, 23% tax. Okay.
Member yield for an additional question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you for yielding. Did you know that New Hampshire's actual income growth rate during that time, 2.8%, as cited by the U.S. Bureau of Economic Activity?
That very well may be the case, but we were talking about all 23 right to work states, and that was the target of the testimony, that if we became right to work, we diminished in our quality of life. That was in response to the fact that all of the component our numbers would go down. Just because our income has been passed doesn't mean that they will suddenly go down when we pass this legislation.
Does the member yield for an additional question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative, I recognize that we all come here with our own anecdotes from our neighborhoods and our communities. But are you aware that two of our commissioners that had to deal mostly with this downturn of the economy, Commissioner of Labor and the Commissioner of Economic Development, have both said that they see no need for this bill? And in fact, it's never been a question that any of them have dealt with companies coming to New Hampshire.
I do agree that the Labor Commissioner indicated that it was not on the top priority list of things that were brought to his attention by employers. That doesn't mean that it's not ever brought up by employees.
Do you have an additional question? Do you want to yield for an additional question?
Yeah.
The member is recognized for an
Isn't it employers that we're trying to get?
Yes, but the employers that are interested, the employers that have been dealing with the Labor Commission in the state of New Hampshire may or may not have indicated to that one particular person that that is at the top of their priority list. This bill will allow individuals in the state of New Hampshire the freedom to choose whether or not to join a union, and thus make our economic climate better. That doesn't mean that all companies are not interested, because otherwise there wouldn't be any companies looking to move to right to work states.
Will the member yield for an additional question?
No.